Yo, what's going on, my people, my people? Is this thing on? Testing, testing. Looks like we got audio working. What's going on, fellas? Shout out to T-Cal, one of my members. We got Ken Laz in here, the first one. Says AVAX. T-Cal's dropping B&B and link, guys. What's good? We're going to be analyzing some altcoins today, my people. So, I think it was the last session. I thought we would toss this idea out there. If anyone wanted me to look at their altcoins, I'd go ahead and take an in-depth look at them. We draw some squiggly lines, do all that TA hocus pocus, you know, what is it called? Basically like astrology for traders. Man, crazy some of the stuff internet altercations I've been in this week. But anyway, yeah, we're going to draw some lines on the chart. Check out you guys' altcoins. We'll also take a look at some other technical factors too. I'm going to be looking at some exponential moving averages so we can kind of see where the momentum of things are. And I'm not going to start with Bitcoin like I usually do. I'm not going to start with anything. I'm just going to go based off what you guys give me, and we'll be here for as long as I get altcoin suggestions. So shout out to my people for being here this so early. We got Ken Laz and T-Cal. Looks like we're going to start with Avalanche. So I had a Soul up behind me. Let me move myself to the corner before I forget today. I'm in the other corner today. Woohoo! We're in the other corner. All right. Let's take a look at AVAX. Now, I think I probably already have a little bit of something there for AVAX. Gotta have something there, yeah. We'll start with, go ahead and take a look at the weekly. See what's going on here. All right, so cool. We got some weekly ranges on the downside. And this is pretty much already done. Looks like we got lots of info here. But we're going to review this information. We're looking at the weekly time frame. So we got previous all-time high for AVAX. It looks like 147. I'll go ahead and hover over the candle. Yeah, 147. No, nice, very accurate. Looks like we have a potential resistance point from this swing high as well. We can call that about 127. We have another resistance point here at 103. So this is where price struggled to break above. And as we can see, it's in respect to this downtrend line. We had this downtrend line projection here. Before we had that break above, we would have had to use that. So there's a pop below and pretty much invalidated that structure there. So we're playing off of this high value right here for this active downtrend structure. When we can expect that when we get there, there could be some resistance. And it looks like I probably drew this on a smaller time frame, but here we can also see these wicks respecting some type of ascending line until it was broken right here through this candle. I'm not going to leave that line on there because it's already been invalidated. We can also see there was a resistance point over here. Didn't quite get used as support this time around. Looks like they tried to push it down below, but ultimately price shot up above. So we can make some type of, I'll see if that's a fine price point right there. We'll see if that's a price point. And I apologize if my mustache starts falling off. I was trying to twist it before the video. I usually make sure my mustache is nice and twisted, but I think it got messed up somehow. I wrote my, yeah, so anyway, my mustache is messed up, but it might get messed up. But we're going to go ahead and not worry about my mustache. We're going to worry about the crypto. Because, you know, I was worried about the mustache, but it's all good. It's all good. I should just shave that damn thing off. But anyway, we have a red zone here because this can be used as resistance. I'm going to pull the top of it down to try and get as close to these wicks that I can. Because I don't want to discount the wicks information. And I'm also going to try and get to the bodies. And then we'll see whenever we look in a smaller time frame, because we're going to use multiple time frame analysis here to see what this range looks like and try to get it as tight as possible, because we don't want these large ranges. I don't know what percent this is. Yeah, it's about a 12% zone. It's not terrible since we're looking at a larger picture, but we want it to be as tight as possible. So here we can see price actually hasn't come back into that swing low from 2021. And we have some other low price points at 275 and 83 cents. I'm not really sure where these are from. Looks like it's from a swing low in December of 2020. And I guess this is the Binance listing price. I'm not really sure, but that's the entry price for Binance, it would seem. Not sure because all we have here is Binance chart data. So we'll look into the daily time frame now. We'll talk about that little wedge and this outbreak here. So it looks like I've also got some more zones popped up on my smaller time frame. So nice. I must have coded this, or I must have drawn something only to be visible on weekly. So yeah, I'm not really sure the last time I looked at this. Couldn't have been too long ago because we were looking at this falling wedge here. But as we can see, price has descended into what would be that high. So that's a nice little high there from 2021 of January. You can see that, right? Am I shit backwards? Why does it look backwards? Oh no, it's because I'm on the wrong side. I'm used to being on the other side of the screen. Alright, so yeah, we're looking at that high right there from January of 2021. And you can see it got a nice little touch there, and we haven't descended into that region again from July of 2021. So if we don't hold here, we could probably target back to this side, here and here for the downside targets on AVAX. And it looks like got some overlapping zones here. Did I draw that one on the weekly? Is that what that was? I'm gonna go back and hide that zone that I drew on the weekly and see what. I'll just delete it, and then we'll go see what was on the daily. Yeah, okay, so here's it looks like I did kind of try and refine these zones into two. There's a lower end of it and the higher end of it, and we have this nice little wedge structure. So we can see somebody said, a lot of people say, actually hold on, let me get this up. Give me 1 sec, I got something for us. Okay, so I got these chart patterns here, and I'm just going to pull this to the side and move this over here. Get my chart pattern up again, and where's the falling wedge? All right, so a lot of people say that technical analysis doesn't work, right? You can't really back test this type of stuff. It requires some type of human intuition. This requires some type of human intuition. You have to be able to spot and identify patterns and then be capable of wagering on what might happen. You have to make educated guesses on the probabilities based upon data you've previously consumed. So out of how many falling wedges that you've traded, that you've been profitable, what was right that you did that made it profitable, what was wrong that you did if it was a losing trade, and how did you lose money? So that way you can try to trade the pattern again in a different way the next time to make money. So we see that when price enters from either, this is a neutral position, it's not a continuation pattern. So sometimes we have continuation patterns where if it enters from the upside or downside, it usually has to react, or what we're expecting it to do is react in a certain direction. Here, this is a neutral pattern because price can actually come from the downside. If these candlesticks weren't from up here and they came from here, blah, 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 and then it entered, it could still be considered this pattern. I mean, it's an obvious pattern that we're looking out for, and it can come from either direction. So that's what it means by neutral. So if I'll just show you really quickly, this one has to enter from the downside. And over here, we're seeing this one can enter from either direction. So we've spotted this pattern, and we're trying to bet on it based upon what we've seen before. That's normally how one would make use of technical analysis. And it looks like that opportunity is a bit past us. So now we're trying to find that again. So we see, sometimes, a lot of times I'm shuffling through these altcoins, and we're trying to draw these lines here, just like, oh, he's just drawing sticks on the chart, But whenever you do find a formation like this, it's tradable. And even if we get down into a smaller time frame, you know that you can take shorts from this region and you can take longs from this region. I expect that's why I had that dotted line there on the bottom region. It's for a safety measure of where I'm comfortable taking longs. If it breaks below, you'll be out of the position with minimal loss. And if it breaks above, goes to the top of the channel even, because that's a tradable range, you're in good profits. So here it looks like on the short term, on the daily time frame anyway, we're creating a series of higher lows, and so far this is a higher high. It looks like price might be wedging up here, something of this. So look for this breakout. You can trade the breakout on either direction. I'll go into one more time frame because I'm sure we have some more comments and altcoins to look through. Got some guys here, so thanks everyone for showing up. I'll get to your comments in just a second. Yeah, right here is a pretty nice little formation. Now this isn't anything that we can really capitalize on confidently. We can see that it is looking like the potential for, oops, I think that went to my next photo there. There we go. Sometimes whenever I move the little clicker wheel, it scrolls photos. So don't worry guys, I don't have anything naughty on here that you're gonna accidentally see. But here we're seeing that it enters from the bottom side. So what we're looking for is a continuation to the upside whenever we have this bullish continuation. It didn't enter from the downside, or from the upside going into the downside. So that means we're not really looking for a bearish outbreak. Although it very well could break bearish. We just need to be careful when price gets to this area. If there's any respect, and we can potentially find some long setups from here, target back towards this, and even towards the breakout. Or if you actually break to the downside, you can get in for that catch, see if there's a retest, or if it just starts plummeting off the face of the earth, you can be aggressive and shoot your shot. Have your stop loss on the inverse, maybe somewhere in this range. So those are the two scenarios you could be looking at for AVAX. It's inside this price wedge, so this is the area of conflict, and you need to wait for that breakout probably to make a more educated decision, but you can place your bets in early along this line for longs and along here for shorts. So let me go ahead and move that up here, and we'll take a look at our next altcoin. Let me go through the comments and see who we got here now. We got G-Man. What's up, G-Man? That's my boy. Another supporter in the house. He's got that blue badge now. G-Man, that shit looks spiffy. What's up, dog? Then we got T-Cal. Looks like a double top on BTC. So I went ahead and opened a short on ETH. I hope I'm not wrong. Nice, brother. Nice. Yeah, I sure do want Bitcoin to go down too. I'm treading the waters on something on there. My bots are a little tangled up. Rico says hello. He's got the cowboy hat. Damn. I should get like a cool hat or something unique to trade with, right? Or to stream with. That would be nice. That'd be nice. So I can take cool screenshots of me with it on. Nice, nice. G-Man says, next live trade, if you lose the trade, you lose the stash. That's high stakes. Whoo, that's high stakes, brother. Heart's beating on that one. Lot of pressure. Maybe that's like a 100K subs event. Yeah, that's like when we get 100,000 subs type of fucking promotion. Maybe one day though, we'll see it. Whenever I save this, it'll be on a live stream, that's for sure. DOT, please, Luthando says, and he's looking to buy DOT and trade 1x leverage. You wait for a pullback or a long-term trade. Luthando, I got a couple other altcoins to take a look at before we get to DOT, but I assure you, we will get to DOT. So we'll continue from the list now. Ken Labs was the first one here, so we had to get AVAX. And then T-Cal, one of my supporters, shout out T-Cal, but he's got BNB or Link. So we'll flip a coin for BNB or Link. We'll see which one. We'll come back to it. We'll come back to your other coin later if we run out of suggestions. But to go first, make things interesting, we got heads and tails. And you know, me and my buddy were talking about this the other day. It's like, I was flipping this coin here to make a decision. And we were like, dude, you could like bet on a coin toss. It's going to be heads or tails. Like if you have a serious gambling problem. So what do you think it's going to be? Heads or tails? Heads or tails? So heads, we got BNB. Tails is Link. Try and keep this all on the camera here. Tails is Link. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at Link. That's good because I got a lot of chart data for Link anyway. That is good. Yeah, Link is on my watch list. So we can get through this one relatively quickly, I believe. All right. Oh, let me see my object tree here. So we got a larger picture, horizontal support and resistance, interstructure. Nice, turn all that on. All right, so cool. We see Link's poking out of that. Obviously, boom, 4-hour time frame. Link was in this nice little triangle here, and it goes bloop, bink. Got the alert. So it goes out. Pop goes the weasel. We are 10% so far out of that breakout. Nice. Congrats to anyone who got in on that. So I'll zoom out a little bit. Should have started with the daily. We'll use a top-down approach now. So we'll take a look at Link from the top down. There was a sort of falling wedge here that seemed to fail on the breakout. It rode that line for quite some time, dropped back in. Now it's poking its way out. I mean, obviously, either way, price cannot stay in this structure forever. So, man, it bugs me when people say TA doesn't work. It's like, dude, price can't just trend around here forever. You know, it gives you a zone and some range of predictability at least. So anyway, on the larger picture, it looks like we still have a lot of way to go in order to call this bullish. I mean, that's the case for almost all the cryptos right now. Here we have some resistance, and we can see about $9.70, and that's actually higher than this swing high. So it's about $9.50 to $9.75 on layer 1. And then we can probably touch in that wick or this region somewhere about $11.80, $12.39 before we touch right there. And that's just based off of some of this stuff. So, man, to think about Link, how far Link has come. Yeah, there's a long way to go. I think Link's a solid project. It's the most populated Oracle network in the crypto space right now. So it's got a bright future ahead of it. On the short side, you know, if this outbreak fails, if it gets pushed back inside, then you're going to look here for support, which is probably just a short-term floor. We can go ahead and identify this as a little zone here of support as well. So if price fails on this breakout and comes back to a retest here, breaks below, well, then we're descending in this range. But it looks like cryptos are starting to find a bottom. Maybe I wouldn't be surprised if price came to touch around here at $4.53. Maybe there's probably going to be some super red blowout candle that's going to go like, and then everyone's going to be like, oh my God, I should have sold all my crypto. And then everyone's going to sell for bottom dollar. And then all the whales are going to eat everything up for the cheapest prices available. And then price is just going to return 20% the next day. Something like that, probably. Wouldn't be shocked. But more than likely, these are your upside targets for Link. So that was cool. We didn't have to chart that. Now, so we're going to run into an altcoin I haven't charted yet, and we're going to show you the process of charting. But on here, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the EMAs really quickly and just try and turn off all of this stuff here. I don't know where my little chicken scratch came from, so let me just add that to a group and highlight it and turn it off there. It's still showing. Oh, my infrastructure. Okay. Yeah, so on the moving averages, it looks like obviously we have a downtrend indicated by all of these things have crossed underneath. So this is a large downtrend on the daily time frame, but we're starting to run into potential resistance at the 100 EMA. What does that mean? It means over the past 100 days, the average price traded for Link was about $8.39, and we're currently trading under the 100-day moving average, or exponential moving average. So it's possible that when price meets that area, some people could be taking profits as they bought far away from that area, which could end up in a rejection. That's kind of how it works. So potentially we have to look out for resistance here on the daily time frame. If that breaks up, then a daily EMA target when this descends probably run into about $10.94, something around there, maybe 11 bucks. We can see if this breaks above. So if it does this little dilly dally here, where's that damn arrow? That's not an arrow. All right, so if it comes up here, comes like this, something like that, creates new higher highs above this level. It's got to maintain support somewhere around here. I can see my paintbrush now. This coming in here, starting to flatten out, and then maybe this comes up like that. So that's where that support touch would be, potentially, right? Oops, wrong color there. This one needs to be the orange one. If we make that orange, cool. Yeah, so potentially that's what could happen, right? I mean, this could continue to go down, right? Obviously, it could continue to go down. This comes here, and all these open back up too. So if that's the case, then our downtrend continues, and that's what we need to look out for as far as EMAs go. And that's the scoop on Chainlink. I need a cool soundboard. I need an assistant. Does anyone want to be my assistant? Inquire within. Yeah, you can like press the buttons over here on the live stream and like move the mouse and shit. That way I can just talk. All right, what do we got up next? We got up next. Shoot my shot, bro. Who said shoot my shot? I say heads. Oh. G-Man says 100K subs. No worries. We'll remind you. All right, G-Man. Go ahead. Take a screenshot of, or clip it. Better yet, clip it. Clip that shit. Tag me in it. And whenever we get to 100K subs on YouTube, we'll do that challenge. Live stream, 100K subs, deadly trading session live stream. If I go negative for the stream, I have to shave the stash on the stream. If I go positive, I get to keep the stash. Clip it. And then we'll get to use that at 100K subs. Let's go. 100K subs, baby. Send it. We're all at like 2.K. But thank you. Shout out to my 2.3K subs. Y'all are the fucking man. I mean it. Without y'all, I'd basically just be talking to myself, which is pretty lame and embarrassing. But anyway, let's go. All right. So it looks like the next coin we have on there is, TCal says BTC or ETH. TCal, specify, you talked about that double top on Bitcoin and said you open a short on ETH. You want me to take a look at those? Let me know in the comments. I'm going to move on to the next altcoin because I just looked at Link for you. But if you want me to take another one, since you're one of my supporters, my man, of course we'll take another look, or a look at another coin for you. So just let me know between those two. And then we got DOT. Luthando says DOT. Guys, I need some more altcoin suggestions. Look like we're running dry in there. Nice. We got one from McBuxton TRX. Looks like we got TRX next. And we're going to look at DOT right now. Pretty sure I've got some charting for DOT as well. All right, let's see what we got going on here. Not everything is identified. I haven't looked at this in quite a while. I think maybe I stopped looking around this support line. Yeah, because I haven't even drawn, excuse me, I haven't even drawn a new resistance point. So it looks like this was a projection based off those two values and it broke above. I'll just go ahead and extend that, even though it's broken above right there now. So this is actually looking good. There's not dynamic resistance for this asset. There's not really dynamic resistance for this asset. Now, price is going to come up at some point. It's going to, if it continues to go down, that's unfortunate. But at some point, even if it does go down and come up, it's going to create a higher high at some point, in which case we'll be able to use that as dynamic resistance, because price will at some point not continue, just go up forever. It's going to have to do that little retrace movement. So we can see, you know, rejection there if that's the case, or we can see it pop through and above. And that's just kind of like a live scope whenever you're seeing something like this, like, all right, there's currently no dynamic resistance, but, you know, price is going to form a high. At that point, it could, you know, get rejection from there or continue up. The uptrend could continue for quite some time, and you don't know. But whenever you find that uptrend, that's where you're going to get that dynamic resistance and be able to play within that range. But for now, there's a pretty open range as far as dynamic resistance is concerned. We do have, looks like there was a solid, this is a classic resistance support flip, roll flip, or support resistance roll flip. Here it was resistance, came back around this side, got that super duper fine price point touch as support, and ascended above. So that is a pretty nice point to use in the future. It didn't get that clean touch and respect here. There were a couple wicks within these this is the daily time frame, so there were a couple wicks that struggled to break above at that point. So we could expect some pretty hardcore resistance here. Or if there is no resistance at this point, it's probably going to be an explosive move, something like this. Maybe a big green candle, which is going to continue accelerating towards the next zone, or a big green candle followed by a big red retracement candle, a retrace back into the zone. So this is the immediate range that we're looking at for DOT. And he said he wanted to take a trade. You're looking to buy DOT, trade 1x leverage. You wait for a pullback, a long-term trade. If it's a long-term trade, man, you could just do it on spot. There's really nothing wrong with that. If you're trying to put leverage on, you're more than likely going to have to pay a lot of exchange fees. If you're trying to hold the position open for a very long time, you have to pay the exchange fees to hold that position open. So probably don't want to go with leverage. You definitely want to wait for some kind of pullback. It looks like on the daily time frame. Let me turn on the EMA before I say that. So it looks like there's some resistance around the 50 EMA, and the next level where the 100 EMA is would coincide with our horizontal resistance. So that's about $10.40, $10.12. So we're looking about, you know, maybe some solid resistance about $10.50. And whenever we get up into that region, there could be some rejection. Now you might miss a lot of that move if you don't get in now, but the rejection could occur here. We're already getting pushed down on this daily, and there's still quite a bit of time left on the daily time frame. But right now, our immediate zone, as far as EMAs go, is right here. So these are crossing up. It wants to move in an upward direction. And again, if you don't get in now, you could miss out on most of the move. But we have to make sure that if we get in now, if you decide to get in now, you have a nice stop loss right here along these EMAs or below a swing low. And in this case, that swing low looks too far to be used. So you might be walking into a trap right here, because normally what we want to do with our stop losses is place them in a position that's hard to be hit. So if I could say I could put my stop loss below this line, I'd feel more comfortable with that. But from current market price, it's pretty far away. It's very far away. So that's not an eligible stop loss in this scenario. So jumping in now is something I probably wouldn't do personally. But if you're going to, there's definitely a way you can. You got to have a plan. If we look into the 4-hour time frame, we can see right here, price is trying to find support above these, and all these EMAs are crossed above. Now this structure looks like it could retrace back into this area. So you're going to want to look for support around $7.30, which could be a good entry along the moving averages if you want to try and go long on this. And then your stop loss could probably be around here, which will probably be really, I don't know, man, that's tough. I personally wouldn't take a stop loss at 10%. If I was going to take that position, wait for a pullback, I'd probably do like a 1 to 2% stop loss in this area, but that's really asking for trouble because price is already previously explored here. If anything, I'll wait for the end of the range for price to get around here. Probably the best area for a long is going to be about right here with the least risk, because then you can extend right here or right here. Let me turn that green right there. So but looking a bit closer, we have that bear flag. So this is the structure you could be looking to play here. So we could look at take profits around this area, and ultimately, if it doesn't break above here, there's rejection. If it doesn't break below here, there's support. So this is your immediate range. I don't know. I wouldn't enter in the middle of that channel. Sorry. That's probably not what you want to hear, but yeah, I don't know. I probably wouldn't go on this. Unless for whatever reason this breaks to the upside, get support up there. But right now it's just a huge gamble, and the risk is, I mean, you're almost guaranteed to get stopped out going in now. Pullback entry would be somewhere around there, 680 for DOT. All right, we got TRX now. Let me see. And TCal says BNB. Fuck it. No one else is saying shit. So, yeah, if you guys got any altcoins, whoever's here watching, drop an altcoin you want me to take a look at, and we'll take a look at it. Let me see here what we got. TRX. That was the coin. TRX. We're gonna go ahead and take a look at Tron. Let me get a drink of water. Water. Alright, this is interesting. I don't remember when the last time I looked at this was. Let me see. Yeah, it looks like I plotted out quite a bit of resistance points here. Well, this one kind of got disrespected as time went on. Could kind of be a zone there. I mean, I guess. Who put these resistance lines? Jesus. I'll move this one up here. What is this value? 18 cents. Big man on campus got 18 cents. Alright, that's our previous all-time high, 18 cents. Looks like a good floor. We already touched that thing. Clean touch. That was easy payday. Should have traded that. Props to anyone who got TRX at 4 cents. What is that? 50%? Yeah. 50%. 41%. Good job. Damn it. Alright, and below that, sheesh, we don't want to go below that. We don't want to go below that. So what's this value right here? Oh man, where did it go? There it is. All right, yeah, so we don't want to go below that. Otherwise we're looking at less than 1 penny. That's some Doge type shit right there. TRX might as well be Doge. I don't know. It ain't all that bad. But here we also have potentially another level at 2 cents. 2 and 3, 1, 2, and I don't know how to say that. I don't know how to say that. It's 2 pennies. Less than a little over 2 pennies. So here we go. And we'll delete that one. I'll delete this. We'll make this a little zone here. We'll make both of these zones. We'll have 2 little zones here. So, where did the zone go? All right. Here, I'll play off these wicks. We'll make this red, because this is a resistance zone. And you could just, like, to make charting easier, you could literally just save these tools, save these really quickly. So if you come right here to your templates, you could, you know, save drawing template, and then you have different colors for whatever you need to make charting go by so much faster. Let me extend this over as far as I can, really. Alright. Neat. So we'll look at the infrastructure here now. Looks like there's a nice little consolidation range. Ended from the downside. We'd be expecting it to break to the upside, but can't really be certain on that. Ugh, and this is a little sloppy too. We're going to have to put little intrazones in this hog. So right here is a little intrazone. I'll put that by right. I'll just put it as a zone. It's got some validity to it. Alright, so there we go. Pretty wide range on the bottom. So waiting for price to break to one of these. Naturally, if it enters from the bottom, we're looking for it to exit at the top. I'll bring that up for us here. If we see price enter from the bottom, we're looking for it to exit at the top. And price has entered from the bottom. Now I see that there's a downtrend here, but price did not consolidate here. This is not the consolidation level. The consolidation level's here. Price entered from the bottom. Now if we expect price to break up, that means we should take longs here, and we can take shorts here. So let me show you actually how you could trade a consolidation range really quick. Put your buy order somewhere within this range. Let me go into the 4-hour time frame so we can remember we're looking at trading ranges now. So we see that if we want to get some buys, we'll open that up to the wick. So if we want to get some buys for longs, we can put our buy anywhere in between here. The stop loss can be here or anywhere outside of the consolidation. You don't want to put it right below a wick because then some kind of wick move could get you out, right? So if your stop loss is going to be here, it should be somewhere there, and your entry should be towards the bottom of the zone that you've identified. If you miss an entry, you know, that's not the best thing that could happen to you, but it's better than putting yourself into a bad stop loss, because if you try to enter here because you just really want to get in and then price goes all the way down here, that's a 4% stop loss when you could have actually had a tighter stop and played it that way. So then you can, you know, take profits, and anywhere in between there's going to be some, you know, intra support. So here we have, I'll put a line here so we can actually see it. This is like intra, resistance, 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 a little bit of support, breakthrough, support. So this could be a take profit goal. You could take profit anywhere along where the infrastructure develops, because here we could see, oh man, it's probably, oh no, okay. Thought it was my girlfriend calling me, guys. Thought I had my phone silenced, but yeah. Here we see, you know, there's an uptrend channel. So we have infrastructure here. And that's the same thing. If you've seen my video, how to trade a downtrend channel, which we have a downtrend channel right here, then you know how to trade and take short from the top and long from the bottom. That's probably better for scalpers paradise. Probably couldn't do anything with that with 4 hours, but the structure's there. The structure's over and over. Here we have a little bull flag, a little bullish pennant. So that's what we're looking to do. You can long from the bottom up into this region, and outside of longing you can short from here to here. Now this is a higher zone on the top, but same principles. We want to put our stop loss outside of that wick range because we don't want a wick to get us out in here, and then you just target down. Now here you've missed a good entry on this. Like I said, if you're looking at this and you're like, oh, I could target all the way to the bottom, that's not proper trading. That's not proper risk management, because then you're getting in at market price right here. And while you could be, you know, you could be right, it doesn't happen all the time. Like, you look how far you've offset your risk to reward ratio now, and your stop loss is just way too far back there. So spot these things, set up alerts for them. You could set up alerts for all of these formations. Like, oh man, I want to get an alert when price comes into here. Where the is the alert? For these trend lines, you'd be like, oh man, I want to get an alert whenever price comes in here. Be like, okay, it's crossing this trend line or whatever, you know. You can do it on any type of trend line that you set up. So if your zone is here and you're like, all right, I want to set this here for an alert, and then I can set this up here too. You get your little alert and you're like, hey, I'm going to come over here and take a position. Or you can have it to a 3 comma spot, and it could literally take the position for you as soon as it gets that signal. Boom, it's going to short on down from there for you. That's kind of how you want to trade the consolidation, because it's going to, price will stay in that zone until it won't, right? And when it breaks to the downside, you'll get stopped out. When it breaks to the upside, you'll get stopped out, and you get all the profits in between. So if you trade consolidation ranges properly, then you can make, once you identify it, usually by 3 points on the top or bottom. So we have 4 points on the bottom, 3 on the top here. Now you're going to want to try and trade it until it breaks. And then when it does break, what we're looking for is the upwards break. So when we ride from the long to the bottom, because remember, if we're trading it from bottom up to the top, then we can ride those positions out. So if you're watching it, you can see when it finally breaks up, the long that you took down here, you can keep riding. If you didn't get that long, you get the breakout and the retest. So something like this, price goes blah, blah, then you buy right here. If you didn't buy here, because remember, we should be longing from the bottom, then you should buy here. If you long from the bottom, you're in really good profits all the way up. And if it doesn't break out, even though we're expecting it to break up, if it breaks below, boom, we were riding this short. So remember, you might have taken profits early. Try to be a dynamic trader so you could see, hey, you know, I'm taking it into that zone. If while I'm riding this short, price comes out here, it finds support, comes up, I can close out. I know I can take my profits right there. But if price breaks through this level and then comes down, I'll wait for this retest. If it comes up, I take profits right there. But at this retest point, it continues down, then we're getting paid. We entered that short back there because that's how we trade the consolidation ranges. All right, so that's what we're looking at for Tron. Swing low on the break to the downside is 4 cents. And on a break to the upside, we can probably target right around here in this area. Close target would be at 7 cents. 0.775 to 76 cent range, somewhere around here for the upside break. So that's what we're looking at for TRX. comments. Let me take a look at the comments. Where we at? Where we at? Crypto Slot. Welcome to the house. Oh shit, where am I at there? T-Cal says, appreciate it, brother. I'll stick with BNB. All right, T-Cal wants me to look at BNB, so we got BNB up next. G-Man, my boy with the blue tag, says some BTC TA, bro. All right, but we'll take a look at BTC, my man. We'll take a look at BTC as well. And Crypto Slot, welcome, brother. Thanks for joining in. He says Solana. We'll go ahead and take a look at Solana, my guy. No problem. We'll take a look at Solana. That was actually the coin I started with on the stream. I didn't talk about it. That was just the one that was behind me. So I already got that one mapped out. That'll be a quick one. Rico says some mana. Fuck yeah, man. We got some suggestions now. We're going to be talking about some altcoin prices. That's what I'm talking about. Now we got shit to do. Let's get to it. My guy G-Man says, she's on lunch, bro. Answer the call. Could be important. We'll wait and listen. Oh, I should answer the call and not tell her I'm on live stream, right? She probably knows I'm on live stream, but yeah, I should answer the call and not tell her I'm on live stream. Could end up bad for me. Thank you, bro. I'm happy with your analysis. You're welcome, Lathondo. Thanks for your suggestion, man. Gave me some content. And Mac Bookison says, thanks, bro. I was looking to jump into short, but I won't. Again, it's too late now. And what asset was that for? TRX? Oh, yeah, that's the one we're looking at. Yeah, man, I mean, for that consolidation range, it's a little too late. I would say, personally, I wouldn't take that. But, I mean, we have the guidelines now, so target your longs from here, target your shorts from here. When it breaks, follow the breakout until your next horizontal support or resistance or dynamic support or resistance level. All right, so looks like we're caught up on comments now, guys. Thanks for the brief intermission. We're going to head to BNB, and you already know what time it is. It's time for me to take a drink of water. Every single one of you motherfuckers in this stream right now needs to drink water. We're all human beings, and we all need to drink water. Guys, it's important to be healthy. There's no point in being wealthy if you're not going to be healthy, all right? So we want to be wealthy and healthy. We need to drink properly. And that message is not sponsored by anyone. It's just you need to be a good fucking human being and drink a lot of water. Sody pop's cool and all that, but, you know, drink some water. All right. Back to business. Looks like we got some BNB. My boy T-Cal, one of my supporters. Shout out T-Cal. He said, let's take a look at BNB. All right, well, here we can see BNB's trying to display some little peekaboo coming out of that bear flag structure. Bullish. It broke out of that bear flag structure. Bullish. Damn. Crazy. We'll talk about this defiance of TA really quick. Although it still is a valid uptrend. I mean, it's adhering to its own laws. Although we saw it enter to from bear flag. So here's the failed attempt right here with this projection based off of these values here. I pointed at the screen like you could see where my hand was going. With that projection based off of those values right there. And then if we bring it up based off of this value, we could see still has broken above that thing. So this is a uptrend that has been broken above, which is unlikely. This is highly unlikely to see on a regular occurrence. Usually when an uptrend breaks, it breaks to the downside. But, you know, statistically, I don't have the information available to tell you how many times this is broken to the upside in the past. But this is the formation that was playing, and you can see it's breaking out of a long-term resistance line. So we already have some of this chart. Let me draw that over. Man, I haven't used this in a long time. My support zones do not look like that anymore. I just want to see. Oh, all right, fuck it. I'll quit dilly-dallying around. Sorry. Yeah, so from the break of here, what we're going to be looking at is price coming into this region, 346. Probably going to get some resistance right around there. If it cannot maintain above these levels, well, then it's going to fall and retrace back within them and potentially come back under here. Because we still do have a lot. I mean, I'll go ahead and put this on the bottom so we can see that this was a very obvious downtrend. It's not a very perfect channel. But we can see all the lows are descending. All the highs are descending. So this has been a long-term downtrend. We'll go ahead and put the EMA crosses on here. And we can see that even from the EMAs, price has been trading well underneath the exponential moving average for quite some time. This is 200 days right here. And over the past year, I can just go ahead and change this to 365 really quick. We can see over the past year, BNB coin has actually been trading not too bad, about 348. So that was the average price people paid over the last year. Mathematically, now if you ask every person who bought BNB, it's probably going to be a way fucking different answer. But mathematically, based off of open, high, low, close prices, that is how many people bought, or the average price that people paid for BNB over the last 365 days. We can put that back to 200 now, because that's just the measurement I like to use. Okay, so those are our resistance levels. It looks like we're poking above here. We could probably find support in all three of these regions. So it looks like if the resistance is not found here, it will be support. Boom, we could shoot up to this region. If not, then it's going to be back down here, crashing and continuing a downtrend. Now, just because we have this large movement here doesn't mean we need to get all excited and giddy. This happens before. We usually see price crash through these EMAs, and here's the third time, fourth time it's touching that. And as we can see, even if it pokes above that level, it could still be rejected and come back down. Usually the second or third time around, it will start to find support above, but let's just imagine, you know, back here, well, none of these have really been that strong. So yeah, if you're watching this on a phone or some shit, you could turn this upside down. This would be a downtrend, and you can see a price would be respecting it the same way as resistance, the way it's using this as support. So this is the resistance we're getting right there, and that we can expect and we need to look out for. So on the 4-hour time frame, I'll zoom in a little bit closer, but it doesn't look like we have any other structure to identify here. I mean, I could tighten up these on the wicks, but these were drawn from the daily time frame. Damn it, why is that protection so far? Perfect. All right, and this one wasn't terrible. All right. Oops. Still a wizard. Okie dokie, yep, so we broke out of that there, and we are looking for quite possibly the retest on the upside if it enters back in. Now on the 4H, it looks really good. It looks like we've flipped from, you know, a downtrend and finding supports now on the top side. So here is how we can kind of measure these up. I'll go ahead and put this line right here, and it's not going to be perfect because remember, price is going to move up or down, right? Price isn't just going to stay here, so algorithmically, the way that this line is calculated, it's going to rise or fall. So this is just an average of where the 200 EMA was on this time frame. I'm going to go back to the daily time frame to see where it meets other support. All right, and so it's below these lines. So price on the daily time frame could very well come to this point, find support, and continue to shoot upwards on the low, based off lower time frame information. And so if we get into a smaller time frame now, and we're looking at, oh, I'm sorry. Let me put this back. I'm going back to the daily time frame to see exactly where this line is going to be on my 4-hour time frame. I'll put one right there, and this is going to let me know where the 200 EMA is, and this one's going to let me know where the 100 is. It's going to put some quick text on it so I know 1D. Quick text right here. This one's going to say 1D as well because it's going to be 1D time frame, and this is the ones without text I know are 4H, so I don't have to put 4H on those because we're going to be right here anyway. So 1D, there's that 1D resistance, which is the EMA. Up here we have 1D resistance based off EMA, which we could use all of these price points as possible resistance projecting over. So I mean, all of these, we're going to use soft white lines because there could be resistance at any one of these levels. Honestly, we don't know where it's going to be. Could even trade in between them as ranges. And that third one lines up with about the 1D. So here is the 4H and everything else. If it breaks below the 4H, now we're concerned for further downside continuation because then it would look for a retest and downside continuation there. Same thing on the daily. If it breaks below these are the last layers of support on both time frames. On the daily time frame, it happens to be 9 and 26. And on the 4-hour time frame, it happens to be the jumbo cluster with 200 on the bottom. So that would be the last layer of support for 4H and 1D. And if it doesn't find here, we could check the bottom of that pattern would be your last resort. The bottom of this formation would be your last resort for support. If that can't hold, then we're going to say hello to that swing low again, maybe even lower. But that's what it looks like for BNB. Honestly, it looks pretty bright. It looks like BNB's doing good. I mean, that's pumped a lot in the past few days. And we know what goes up must come down. So there's probably going to be some retrace to some degree. But look for support along these regions, even right here at the 9 EMA. This is going to come in. This line is going to develop somewhere. So this is going to be an earlier layer of support. We were just looking at the 200 on 4H because that was the last layer of support. So we have these right here that I said clustered up. That's what it looks like for BNB. So yes, sir, yes, sir. That's what it looks like for BNB. I don't think I was speculating on that falling wedge. Oh, there's the top of that line. I couldn't see this top line right here with those EMAs. All right, all right, all right, all right. So what coin was next on that list? What do we have next? Oh, my boy T-Cow says, thoughts on using VWAP as opposed to moving averages or together? I mean, I personally don't use it. You can use it if you'd like to. There's nothing wrong with it. If you can understand the information that is being relayed to you by the indicator, by all means use it. It's not like, oh, this indicator's bad and this one's better and that one's good. Whatever helps you interpret the data is a good indicator. Whatever can give you a potential signal to take an action is a good indicator, right? And it doesn't matter where you get that signal from if it works for you. It's going to take some time to make it work for you, but doesn't mean that it's a bad indicator if you don't understand it right off the rip. If you can understand the information, use it. 100%. Go for it. All right, so what was that next coin we were looking at? G-Man says BTC. Good old BTC. Let's see what we got for that Bama Jamma BTC. Hopefully I can just click on that one and we're good to go. Oh, man. Yeah, see, that was why I was sweating right there. See, full. Look at this. Look at this. This is the, I've actually got it on the 1 minute time frame. Oh, this is a 5 minute time frame over here. Let me see my 1 minute. Well, fuck, it doesn't matter. You can see right here. Look at that. Look at that wick. Oh, that wick was so close, dude. Look at that fucking wick. Oh, price came to 24470. Yes. Yeah, I got some new price action after I got this information. Obviously, I set this trade up before I had this information, but damn, I almost got stopped out. Ooh-wee! Look, I hardly ever had a profitable moment right here. I was like, fuck yeah, things are going my way. And didn't go my way. But anyway, enough about my losing trade. I'm gonna go ahead and it's not stopped out yet, but damn, that was close. We're still trying to figure that one out. Let me just go ahead and open up my group tree, my object tree, and we got some larger picture here. We got inactive larger structure. I'll leave that alone. Great bear flag has played out. We don't need past structure. We could use active structure, bear flags. Yeah, I think group one is just a bunch of trade scratch. Okay. So looking at the daily time frame here, man, Bitcoin is, you know, the guys who cried bull, I just don't understand. We're still inside the structure on Bitcoin. I understand some altcoins have been forensic. They've been rallying. Woohoo! You made some profits. Congratulations. Some people have made some profits. I'm happy for you. But we don't need to jump the gun on the bull case for Bitcoin yet. Look at this structure. I mean, based upon what we've been talking about today, you can see Bitcoin is in a downtrend. And just off the daily time frame, we're seeing still, even on the swing highs, this is a swing high, this is a swing high, this is a swing high, they're all lower. They're all lower. They're all lower. So we see prices actually breaking above 1 point here from these two lines. So I'll hide this one for a sec. So here we see price projected by these two lines finally getting a little break above. I'll turn this one back on now. Price broke above at that point with inside that channel. And now we have this resistance. I talked about this on my previous Bitcoin update, the one that I posted, I think, just a few days ago here on the YouTube channel. So if you take a look at these points from here, I can zoom in on the 4H, and they're pretty precise. I made sure to touch those high and low values. So that is where there could have potentially been some support or resistance based upon if price was coming from underneath or on top. And right here we can see it's using the top layer of previously in the past. And this is how we use technical analysis to infer data. In the past, at this price point, at $24,500, there has been some resistance. There's been some taking profits. There's been people initiating short positions. This is technical data that can be interpreted. You can come to whatever conclusion you want with it, but the data is valid. There has been resistance at this price point in the future before it finally shot through and broke above. So it could be used as resistance at this point in the present. And we also have this bear flag structure where price breaks to the downside. Now we just saw in BNB where even though it was a bear flag, price broke to the upside. And that happened. That's why we have to speculate on them. And remember how we were trading that consolidation earlier? If you were here when we were talking about trading that consolidation range, We were looking at shorting from the top and longing from the bottom. Okay, so imagine this consolidation range now is twisted, right? So this consolidation range is an uptrend channel or a downtrend channel. You can do the same thing. Short from the top, long from the bottom. So you want to try and look to get your shorts in here, longs in here. If it breaks below, your short was profitable. If it breaks above, your long is profitable. And the bear flag, we want to look for that down. We're looking for a downward continuation, but while it's inside the range, we can trade that range. You know, you don't have to sit idle the whole time. So looking at the 4 hour, I mean, Bitcoin, it's all right here. Trading above previous all-time high of 2017K. We got immediate swing low, the most recent swing low at 17,555. And then we're coming up here at the top range of this resistance channel. And this is projected from these two values here. We could be looking at resistance above what is currently being used at resistance. We got right now 24,300. Price goes up maybe 25,000, 25,300 before we run into more resistance at 26.5. At which point I'm going to get liquidated. So we don't want price to go to 26.5. We want price to stay inside of this. I'm just fucking with you on that one. But we want price to, we want to take shorts from this range. Honestly, right here with this previous market structure, remember that was used as resistance in the past. So the best place for the short might have been missed. That's what I was trying to capture whenever we saw my little trade there. And I made sure to put my stop loss just right above swing high. Didn't want to get caught out by a flash wick. But that is where I was trying to short from right here. If I get stopped out there, I'm going to try and short up here. My stop loss is like right here. So if I get stopped out here, price continues up, I'll try and short again from here. And, you know, ultimately try and ride that down. Because what I'm looking for is this break to the downside. I want to get paid on that big short. And then, you know, whenever the bottom's in, we can talk about hyper longs later. But I'm trying to find that big short. But if price comes back down in here, we'll get that long again and we'll ride it. You know, we'll get another payday. So that's how we'll keep playing that structure. That's where we're at with Bitcoin. It has not broken its bear flag. It's not broken its bear flag. Bitcoin has not broken its bear flag. Even if I pull this down, we're using those two values, remember. If I pull this down here and try to adjust, even at this point, Bitcoin has not broken its flag. So it's broken out, has not been able to retest and confirm the shoot above. Structure still valid. We're still playing that structure. But I'm going to put it back to these other values. I mean, you can have it both. I probably have another line in one of my little trade scratch here, but just trying to keep a clear picture for us. Very clear picture. Not to confuse anyone, because I have other charts that look like donkey dick. Where's my Binance chart? Oh, everything's hidden. Oh, look at that. Man, I cleaned this thing up. Oh, that's Bitstamp. That's why. Is that Binance? Group 1? There we go, yeah. I think I just threw everything on there. Yeah, there we go. Spaghetti. As Eminem would say, quote from Eminem, Mom spaghetti. All right, moving forward, we need to look at, what are we looking at next now? Oh, Crypto Slide, yeah. Hope you're still here, brother. It's your turn for Solana. And then Enrico says Mana. So we got Solana and Mana. We'll take a look at these comments real quick. Oh, T-Cal says, amazing technical analysis, my man. Cool. Yeah, thanks, T-Cal. You're welcome, brother. You are welcome. So let us take a look now at, what was it again? Solana. Sol USDT. I think it was on, oh, not UAST. It was on Bybit where I had my charting done just a while ago. Yeah, cool. Well, I don't have that much done. Let's see. Cool. Now, I don't really have that much done here, but we were looking at the structure. And as you can see, here is a prime example. My fellas, go look at the stream from last week. Literally, we talked about this on the stream last week. Talking about like, yeah, if price gets, you know, support here, fucking Christ, we outlined this on the video last week, on the live stream last week. And that was clean as day, crystal clear, 4K. Fucking boom. We had that alert and that whole triggered too. Look at that. I got a lot of surf tests going. I got some extreme volatility. Okay, anyway, it triggered, and so boom, we got to, you know, do a little trade. Here we were trading from the bottom up. In this instance, you know, our stop loss was below, because remember the consolidation just slightly tilted, so we're longing from the bottom, shorting from the top. Here we had obvious, or not an obvious, but a potential region where we might need to take profits. Shot right through that and popped above this downtrend line too. So boom, no, you were riding this sucker until something tells us to get out. But A divergence? No, not divergence. Yeah, so we're riding this sucker till something tells us to get out. But we're going to try and chase that up. We can use this, what some people refer to as what could be an order block. But whatever, it's a short-term support floor. And if price break below here, we can take profits of what we got or try to chase it up to the top, which more than likely we're going to turn that into a short if it doesn't break above. If it breaks above, then boom, we got in right here. Good, solid entry. But on the larger picture, I don't really have... I don't have a lot of recent stuff. Here's an old trade from Solana. Don't really have a lot of recent charting here. I'll extend this from these 2 data points, and we can go through this charting process together. So it looks like this is broken structure now. I guess I haven't looked at it since around then, really. Traded it that viciously before, up into that structure. So I was just charting the recent structure when I got into this. And here, this is no longer valid. Looks like there's some more chicken scratch in here. A couple more lines, so we're gonna get rid of that. This is invalid, or not invalid, but inactive structure now. It was at one point valid, but it is no longer valid. So I'll just go ahead and turn this like this. So go ahead and use that resistance point. We'll make this a zone. Make that a zone there. Oh, look, my old zone tool. All right. I don't know. I'm gonna change that. I don't know. I was biased on that line, but I'm gonna change this from right here to right here. This is a cool little zone. I'll take that instead. I mean, I should. How far is the spread if I extend it all the way down? It's 12%. I don't really like that. All right, I'll back that up. We're not using the zone. I lied. No zone. We're going to use multiple points here. I'll just use a horizontal ray. Alright, so we got a horizontal ray. This is kind of me thinking out loud too. So this is kind of the thought process whenever I'm charting. This is, you know, potential resistance right here. I'm not going to... I will. I'll hover over the value. I'll check the high price, 143,670. 143,670. Just to be precise. Alright, and then previous all-time high, way up here. We'll take a look and label that. What is this? 25996. Wow, that's a long ways to go. 25996. It very well could too. Alright. Yeah, it very well could go that high. Again. They made a phone. They're making a phone. Solana's making a phone or some shit. I don't know. I'm not like a Solana nerd or anything, but they're making a phone. Sounds pretty cool. But here we can see in the larger structure, there's a long way to go before that resistance point is met. I wouldn't really say that there is... Let me see what the indicator tells me there. Yeah, I figured as much. I mean, you can connect that line right there. I was seeing this one connecting this point to this point and projecting right there. And it's kind of within that, yeah, it's within that range. So we're going to have some resistance right there, potentially. Price is butted up right here. There could be rejection that sends it back down to the bottom and break the bear flag structure. But more than likely, if price breaks this resistance right here, it's going to find resistance at the top of this structure. So based upon what we can see here, in the short term, let me just go ahead and identify this floor as well. This is a nice little zone. It's not perfect, but I'll put that in here so we can just see where we are there. All right. And then on the upside, you know, once we get past here, we could use this. We could potentially get some resistance there. Probably right here would be a nice strong area of resistance. There was 2 weeks before that. So maybe we get into some conflict here. And guys, remember, obviously, it's like, fuck, we're so far down on price right now. When we get back up to these levels at all-time high, there's going to be a lot of people who want to FOMO in, but there's a lot of people who are taking profits. So many people are taking profits at that level. So if you're interested in any of these assets we're talking about today and you want to target them back to all-time high, you got to make sure that you don't wait for it to get to all-time high, because you're not going to make any money buying it at the all-time high. People, you're the exit liquidity. when you're buying at all-time high. So we need to be aware of that. What we want to do is target our buys when things are cheap, nice and cheap. So it doesn't matter in the assets that we're comfortable, that won't disappear, that won't delist, that won't rug pull you. Something like Bitcoin. I don't know anything about Solana, but something like Bitcoin, just for a simple example, we see the all-time high is 200% away. It's an easy 2x. Don't wait for Bitcoin to get to 64K again, 69 fucking K to buy Bitcoin. Buy it while it's cheap. Don't wait for Solana to get to $259 again. Buy it while it's cheap. Take profits at $259. Take some of your money out, let the rest ride, and then when everyone stops FOMOing, just dump on them. Don't get dumped on. That's the way it is, man. Dump or be dumped on, you know. Buy when it's low, sell when it's high. And anyone who says, "Oh man, he just said he's gonna dump on us," brother, that's what the market is all about. You want to buy the shares cheap and sell them when they are high. Someone has to buy them, don't they? Who's gonna buy them? An uninformed trader. How do you get knowledge about being a better trader? You subscribe to Deadly Crypto. Moving forward, we're gonna look at the next altcoin on the list. Let me go ahead and take a look at Mana. Mana. I think I have some charting on Bybit for that one, but I'll just go ahead and look at Binance anyway. Oh look, we got some charting from Binance. All right, cool. So let me take a look at it. This is the daily time frame. Should be considered extremely volatile. Yes. I agree. I was gonna say this one pretty much. I mean, didn't really have an aggressive outbreak at this resistance point. Kind of just ran out of time. It didn't get a nice rejection to follow and respect it, but it didn't have a violent upbreak. You know, price is still basically at the same level where it broke out of. Give or take a few percent, probably like 7% maybe. Oh fuck, 20%. Nice spread. Jeez Louise. All right, nice spread. So coming out of that long-term downtrend was a good move for Decentraland in the long term. If it doesn't poke back into well, I mean, like I said, we talked about earlier how it can go up and create a new high and create another layer of resistance like that. But right now, looks like we have a consolidation. So there's this consolidation range here, and it looks like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and clone that up right there, put it inside range. And we'll clone this one, put it to the top side where the wicks poke out of, and clone it, bring it inside. And this will give us this is how we can trade this. On the daily time frame, we just saw that was a 20% spread, I think, right? 43% spread. Fuck. That's a gnarly ass trades in this in this spread right here. Gnarly ass spreads. And remember earlier how we were looking at that consolidation range and there was infrastructure. So we have infrastructure here. Looks like that one was broken. Suppose I was doing a little dilly-dallying around at that point. We'll break it to the 4 hour now to actually look at this structure. Ooh, that is some good trading structure in here. So this, yeah, that was nice and tight there. On the upside now, here's what we're looking at. I'll go ahead and delete this one so we don't get all too confused. Got some nice resistance there a couple times. So this looks like it wants to break to the upside. We'll play that structure until we won't. Try and take short from here. If it breaks up, remember. So let me show you how we're gonna cross flip over this now. I think this is gonna be a pretty devastating range too. Oh, it's not 3%. Okay, it's not terrible. So this is the general idea. Remember, we're trying to short from the top and long from the bottom. We want to put our stop loss over the range. Our entry, we can do TP1, TP2, whatever the fuck. Our stop loss is going to be outside of the range because if it breaks below this consolidation or above it against our idea, we don't want to be involved in that position. We want to try and get our entries to, as low as we can on that range. Same for the top. We want to get it as high as we can for the short against the short selling the rally. And if price breaks out and above, in this case, if it breaks above here and we get stopped out, then we're looking for this move, right? We're looking for this confirmation here. If price starts to leave away from this area, then we set up our short. Or our long. So now we're trying to long here, and this is now our stop loss range. If price re-enters in here and really just does us on a double fucking fake out like that, that really sucks. But this is protecting ourselves, and this is how we can look to make those trades. You can probably even put it back inside. Most of the times, if it's a real breakout, it won't see that retest again. It'll be somewhere around this area, and that's where you're going to have to shoot your shot. And then you'll have to use the previous structure's internals as your stop loss, because you don't want to miss out on that big move to the upside, if there is one. But yeah, that's how that's what we're going to be looking at there. So there's just a little insight on how to trade. And remember, if it's going upwards, it's just you know, it's a consolidation, but a fucking uptrend channel or a downtrend channel, same thing. Short seller rallies, long the bottoms. That's what you want to do, and trade the pattern until it breaks. Let me just look back to the daily time frame really quickly. Yeah, previous resistance may become support, so it looks like there was a support check there. It looks like I wrote that text quite some time ago then. Nice. No, that's not what I wanted to delete. If we were talking about this resistance, probably become support. Nice. Oh, daily crypto, giving that out. That was probably for a live stream or some shit too. Okie dokie then. Yeah, we got that breaking above there. Maybe some resistance, maybe it goes down. So there's our active structure. We got some inactive structure I haven't taken away, but that's how you can see, you know, kind of how price develops. So there, yeah, that's where we're at. If we break up on this consolidation range, shoot, let's start the target right here. For whatever. Oh yeah, that's a nice high right there, and then we have this swing low if I raise that up. So I mean, we could even consider this a zone. This could be a tight little zone right here. That's I like nice and tight little zones. I know everyone likes it nice and tight, don't they? Hopefully I don't get kicked for that one. But yeah, that's an upward zone we're looking at right there. Looks like we could use that floor. I'll extend this line. We already have a little trend line here, so that's another target. And then you get the general idea. We want to use the swing highs as potential resistance zones. We could probably come out and use this in the long term. And this is some long-term price development, you know, back into the bull case. And then we have this previous all-time high right here. Where's my horizontal ray? Previous all-time high right here. 5.9. Damn, look how close I was. Alright. Yep, there we go. Oh yeah, if we go, by the way, if we break below this 39-cent floor right here, we're pretty much fucked. Sorry. I don't know. I'm not gonna like it. We'll pick some more up. I have a little bit of mana now for the long haul. You know, trying the whole metaverse thing, and if it breaks below that floor, fuck it. Hopefully, you know, I have a chance to buy some more for the cheap. Buy the dip, YOLO, wog me. All right, here we go, fam. If it breaks below that, then we don't want to see that. We have a 6-cent floor. We'll discount that wick right there and the listing price. 6-cent floor. We don't want to see that. If it breaks below here, another intermediate range where we could stop at is about 18 to 19 cents. Throw that in right there, right between those two. So it'll be from using that potential. And we haven't seen price there in a long time, so you know it's quite unlikely that price could go that low. But you know, we are amidst the bear market. We don't want to discount anything. If it breaks to the downside, we very well could end up in that range. We saw a price point there, maybe even right here, 50 cents, 39-cent range. So that's what we need to be cautious of. Bam, bam. These are our targets. Oh, I guess before we look at the next altcoin, I can throw on the EMAs really quick. We can just have a look at our exponential moving averages. Nice. So these are crossing up on the daily time frame. Looks like we're gonna have some EMA resistance at the 100 days and about $1.18, maybe $1.16. We'll probably run into it somewhere right there based on the 1 day. It's trying to find support on these right here. So if it breaks below, then it used them as resistance, and that's what we need to consider. It's gonna cross down on the 4H. Nice. We have that support attempt. So here's 4H support. More than likely, it's getting congested right here. Mathematically, the average price that people paid is starting to get congested. So if it breaks below here, then people are probably going to want to continue selling so that they can buy lower than the average price, because with projections, it looks like price could go lower unless support is found and price. What that means is price continues to trade above this level, then it's possible in the future this projection will continue to rise mathematically. So that's kind of what it means to trade with the moving average, with the momentum. All right, so that's what we're looking for there. That's what we got on mana. And let me take a look at our comments. We can catch up on them comments real quick. Cool. That boy Niaz, welcome, brother. Better late than never, my boy Niaz, man. Drop your altcoin, whatever you want me to take a look at. Now, we have taken a look at quite a bit already. Niaz is one of my supporters, so that's why Niaz is getting that official what's up. So shout out Niaz for being a supporter, a long-time supporter too, just like my boy G-Man. Niaz, if you want any altcoins, take a look and see if it's one I haven't. We've already done everything in the list, but if there's something you want me to take a look at, let me know. If it's already on the list, just rewind a little bit if you don't mind. After the stream. Make your suggestion right now. We're just looking at altcoins, whatever you guys want. And yeah, I think we're out of altcoins there. So guys, we need some more altcoins if you want me to keep up the stream. I can do till my girlfriend goes on lunch, really. So we'll cap it off. We'll take 3 more altcoins. So the next 3 altcoins that land up in the chat, Niaz is excluded from that. If 3 people drop an altcoin and Niaz drops a 4th one, we'll look at all 4 because Niaz hasn't got his altcoin suggestion in yet. Oh man, I just realized when I'm in this corner, I'm behind the little me. Look at that. That's me. My little watermark is there. Can you guys see that watermark? Shit. Maybe I should go to the other corner next time. I'll go to the other corner next time. But then look, it looks like this is what happens. Like I can be anywhere really. Ooh, I'm a ghost. But if I'm on this side, see, then my microphone comes out of nowhere. Because when my microphone, I usually have it out of screen, but we've got some complaints that the audio was not quite all there, or sometimes I sounded like I was speaking too softly. So I wanted to put the microphone closer. And then when I put the microphone closer, I realized it was floating from out of nowhere because the left hand of my table is on this side of my desk. I have an angled table. There's no table over here, and that's for me to clamp the mic on over here. So I was like, oh, I'll just move myself over. Boom, you know, quick, easy fix. And what do you know? I got the watermark right in front of my face, so... Here, I got an idea. Can I rotate this? Nope. Alright, I was going to try and put myself upside down. Enough dicking around. What kind of altcoins we got, fellas? Kinless says Sandbox. My boy Kinless says Sandbox. Alright. We'll take 2 more altcoin suggestions, guys. What altcoins do you want me to look at? Sandbox, USDT. Opposite to the watermark looks cooler. Fuck. Alright, I'll move it back. Stream went that far with me in the watermark. Damn, I didn't even realize that. Oh well. The information was good. You shouldn't have been looking at me anyway. My mustache was messed up. The information's on the chart. Chart's what you need to look at, not me. Yeah, don't need to look at me. Alright, so cool. Sandbox. And remember, guys, still open for 2 more altcoin suggestions. We need 2 more alts. Niaz, drop me an altcoin before someone else does so we can cap off at 3. Niaz, we need your altcoin suggestion, brother. Yeah, so that's hardcore broken. Let me turn off the emails for a second. What the hell is that? Some kind of floating little dash right there. Alright, so that's also hardcore broken. And it looks like here, you know, we didn't get another fierce rejection. Here we have some pretty prominent rejection. Here, price just kind of looked like it really couldn't go any lower. Price just kind of broke over that due to time. Ran out of time for respect. Ain't got no time for respect. So here we have a potential support point. I'll go ahead and make that blue. And then we'll clone this bad boy, drag it down here. Alright. Hopefully we don't go back to that little micro floor. Man, who got rich off sand, bro? Wow. Who got rich off sand? Fucking Snoop Dogg, I bet you. It's the only motherfucker that got rich off sand. Wow! That's crazy! Snoop Dogg, you dog. Damn. Bonkers. Good shit, good shit. Alright, well, moving forward. Wow. Wow. Okay, so. Looking about right here, that wasn't prominently used. Do have that recent swing low here. We can mark that swing low. I'll just mark that really quick. Swing low. Alright, so we got a little swing low there. Now this is interesting. I'm not going to use that. Well, yeah, I'll just change it to a different color. So this is an interesting little zone. Let me just make that a zone, actually. Nice and tight. So there we go. And looking at these wicks now to see if they line up. We could make that a zone. from this wick range to here. I think the stronger one would be right here. This looks pretty good. This is a nice little short-term support for. Could probably run into some resistance along this line. And then same thing up for these. I shouldn't have to mark each one for those, right? You can see that, you know, if we clone this line up here and drag it up here, guys, if you've been following with me for this whole stream, now we can see. I'll just go ahead and do it for those who haven't, right? These are potential areas of resistance. So naturally, when you're setting take profit targets, you're going to want to set them before the resistance area. So that if you wanted to set up a take profit target, you know, you do it probably here. You see where the resistance is. You could put it right on there. There might be a reaction at that point. But sometimes it gets close and just shoots off and you miss your take profit area or the ideal exit. So you just want to drag them below, you know, right before those points. That way you can take some type of profit off the table. And then coming back up here to all-time high at, what is that? 8.4876. Oh, nice. Not too far off. Man, I could go for some pizza. Have you guys had lunch yet? Could go for some pizza. That sounds great. 8.4876 for previous all-time high. So this is really nice. I mean, this is easy structure, right? This is easy structure. We have very clear horizontal regions. We have not really any much dynamic support or resistance interference here. I suppose on the very short term, going to the 4H so I can make sure my lines connect the wicks properly. Shoot, man, this is a funny structure. Not really something I'm too confident gambling on. But yeah, we can see let me turn this on real quick. Yeah, just as I suspected. We have those points right there. Alrighty. And then let me see what we got here. Yeah, so I really wouldn't play that wedge. I mean, those are immediate support and resistance values. But I really wouldn't play that. Looks like we kind of broke over this. So we had this. At first, it was this cute little wedge right here. We had that cute little wedge. Then it broke down. Probably ran into a little bit of resistance there, but ultimately struggled above. So remember, same thing here, guys. We're going to set up that upper range where we're comfortable with trying to find an entry. So we're going to we put a dotted line in there, dotted line in here. Can long from the bottom, short from the top. Be careful in this scenario now because remember, here we're running into some of this previous horizontal resistance. So I could actually try and, well, slider's too far up, but I can move it that way. We can run into some resistance at this area, which is within that structure. So maybe price comes here, doesn't form a higher high based on previous market structure, makes a lower high, actually breaks down, and then we see this break below. So look for that break below. You can target to here on the breakdown for target 1, and then right here for target 2. Hopefully, I mean, I don't have any stake in sand, so I mean, whoever's doing whatever, hopefully it doesn't come to this low. But if it does break here, we could very well see it at that price point because price was recently there. And beyond that, you know, maybe 14 cents, but we'll see how that short-term floor is treated. And I guess even before then, you know, there could be a little check there at 37 cents, so there's not so much hang time. So that's what we're looking at towards the downside, and towards the upside, there's your targets. Again, if you believe in sand, don't wait for previous all-time high to start buying. But fuck, it does have a lot of downs, even to 11 cents. Sand's not something I'd go hard on right now. That's crazy downside. Should also be considered extremely volatile. We don't know which one of these metaverse projects are going to take off, if they're ever going to be able to be seamlessly incorporated, if my mustache is ever going to stop drooping. We just don't know. We don't know any of that stuff. So we have to make sure that we trade inside of the structure until it's broken. When it does, we have the insight. Look for the retest on the outside. Long from the bottom, short from the top. That's what we're looking at there on sand. So I said I had 2 more altcoins after that one. Let me grab a drink of water. Check out these comments. If anyone dropped any more altcoins, and my boy Niaz needs to drop one too if he hasn't. Ada, my boy. Niaz says Ada. Cardano. We'll take a look at Cardano. Do you say Ada or Ada? I like to say Ada, like it was a baby talk. Ada. Ben Ibrahim says best buy opportunity on coins under $1. What the heck? What are you looking for, dog? Penny stocks, best buy opportunity on coins under $1. Let me see if I got anything on my watch list immediately. I don't think. If Theta drops under $1, get some of that. Yeah, Theta's a good token. If it drops under $1, get some of that. I don't know, man. I don't speculate on. I'm not the hidden altcoin gem finder. I'm not some shitcoin finder. That is not me. We're looking for the next alpha. I am not looking for the next alpha, dog. I'm looking to get away with my profits from the markets. So, sorry, I can't help you there. Theta drops below $1, get some of that. Well, look at that. Cardano's 52 cents. Competitor to Ethereum. Created by the guy who dropped off of the Ethereum project because he wanted it to be for-profit organization. Anyway, we're looking at Cardano here. We see on the daily time frame. Nice, I got a lot of stuff here for you, Niaz. Cool, so it looks like we've been keeping up with Cardano pretty well, fairly decently. Nice little descending line here. Looks like it broke out. We had another line which created a channel. Finding support above previous, I guess that was previous all-time high. Was that right? Yeah. Previous all-time high back over here. Those values aren't perfect. We see that, but anyway, used resistance or used as resistance there. Found support right here. Pretty close to previous all-time high. Similar, very similar scenario to what we're seeing with Bitcoin. Very, very similar scenario. Bitcoin's cruising right about previous all-time high, and Cardano is doing some of that same shit right now. So, you know, haven't broke over this line here. We could draw this right here and say it's broke over. Now we need to wait for the next line. That's probably why I just left that one right there. I don't exactly remember my thought process on. I mean, I do a lot of charting. I don't remember the chart's here for a reason, but I don't remember exactly why I can place everything. So, and you have to remember too, looking back, I only had a limited amount of data. I know we have more data now. On some of these charts I pulled up to, you know, there's like some hanging drawings and stuff. I didn't really have all that much data. I had not as much data as I do now. Anyway, more time has passed by. So on the daily time frame, looks like we can find, yeah, I don't know if I would call it a consolidation range. Maybe price could do, no, wouldn't call it that either. Price could fall in like some little bowl formation here, but I wouldn't expect a teacup and handle, although some people might try to play it without knowing what it is. That's a continuation pattern. We actually look at that pattern at the beginning. That was the example I used as a continuation pattern. And this is not a continuation. This would be a reversal. So in this instance, I don't really see any strong market structure, but I will look into 4H. So, yeah, Niaz, I mean, all the stuff's here. All the info is here on the chart, Niaz. So we're looking right here. If we break below this point at this support, previous all-time high, you know, probably back down to 14 cents is where we have some catch. Maybe somewhere along these levels at 28 cents to 22 cents. But on the upside for resistance, we're looking at about 71 cents for pretty strong resistance point. Then coming up higher, we can run into resistance about 98 cents, maybe $1. Getting up from that point, $1.23, we have some more resistance. Even stronger resistance there at 147. Price failed to break above that quite a few times, so maybe 147 to 163 range, which is quite a big spread there. But you'll start running into that resistance at about $1.50. Is more like a mental, psychological barrier there. And then on the upside, getting back up to previous all-time high would take us to, where does that come from? Oh, I guess it was the all-time high whenever I made some of that chart there. So there's our new all-time high, which a high of 310.10. Ah, damn it. Is that right? Yeah, there we go. 310.10. All right. Cool. So let me zoom in and see what kind of immediate market structure we're looking at. Ba-da, ba-dum, ba-da, ba-dum, ba-da-da. So it looks like right here we might have a little bit of resistance if this little intra-zone can get broken. That's a perfect intra-zone. If that little intra-zone can get broken, then we'll see price maybe either shoot up, find a retest, continue an upwards descent. Here we are looking at, this is a higher low. Price wanted the wedge, started trying to break out of that wedge, but hasn't formed a higher high yet. So this can't really be called an uptrend. But this is a valid, this is a speculative support point. This is not valid until we have 3 touches. This is a speculative support point where we could potentially look to find support because this is where 2 points have met, or this is where the trajectory of 2 points is met. There could be a third touch here, maybe hanging just below, or come shy from that. This area is where we could be looking for support if price is to continue its upwards ascent. And if it breaks above here, we can even take that zone back a little bit. It looks like a pretty nice zone for quite some time. If it breaks here, next horizontal resistance inside the zone is probably going to be in this range. So let me just go ahead and clone that. We'll take that there. Probably could use that. Then this. So you're going to want to put your TP shy of that, remember. But this is where you're going to need to look out for areas of resistance. And if at any point this gets broken, then these rolls are going to be flipped. We're going to use this as probably maybe right here would be the first short term where we could see a price touch. Around here looks not terrible. This would probably be another zone, honestly. And then before we get back into the actual swing low right there. We got this swing low. Oh, here we have the swing low. So let me see. Bullish, but whatever. That's what it came down to. 0.4297. Oh no. It's not right. No. There we go. I had to put the damn zero. Alright, and then we'll make that little hot pink. Alright, there we go. What? 4410. Am I dyslexic? What did I put? What the hell is going on here? Oh my god. Am I losing my mind? The low is... Am I looking at a different candlestick? What's going on here? 4019. Alright. Right here. Jesus fuck. I'll just leave it right there. It's not going to be perfect. I'm not typing it in again. 4019 is the swing low. So there's your immediate structure. This is what we're looking out for on the short term. In the long term, if we get to break above there, can target to the upside. And if we break below here, woof, then we're targeting to the downside, which, fuck, gonna put this thing into extinction. Where the hell is our downside target? Oh, golly, that's a long ways away. Yeah, there's probably some more infrastructure in the middle, but there you go. That's what we're looking at for Cardano. Thanks, Niaz, for dropping your altcoin suggestion, my man. Ooh. Sad Juma says XRP. All right, looks like XRP is going to be the last one. We're going to take a look at XRP. And really quick, Israel says, have you ever tried using 3x leverage tokens? I personally have not traded them, but we have covered it at Crypto University. I'm not sure if you're in Crypto University. Gray actually did a presentation about leverage tokens, how to profit from them. I personally have not traded them. I don't know. I feel like I could just use leverage, so why not? But yeah, I don't know. I think they're beneficial for people who trade spot and don't actually trade futures. I'm not going to sit here and try and tell you a fairy tale. I don't know. I've never traded them. But I've traded with 3x before, and it's been successful, if that's of any use to you. If you are in Crypto University, check out through our webinars. I know we had a recorded session in there. It was live, but we recorded it, and it's been uploaded to the webinar section of the trading course, if you have that. If not, fuck, man, it's on the YouTube somewhere, probably. You just got Crypto Hustle YouTube. Probably just gonna have to find it. Gray's talked about it, not me myself. All right, so we'll get into our last altcoin, this bastard XRP. I've already got some data on here, so that's gonna be nice. All right, cool. Look at that little falling wedge. That was nice. Looks like it's breaking out. Clean retest to the upside. Zooming out, it has dynamic resistance around 57 cents, 44 cents, wherever price meets that area. And as we can see, this was failed. Let me just go ahead and turn that. Oh man. Let's go ahead and turn that right there. To your supports. All right. Lickety split. It's all good. Wedge broke down. Got resistance from this line and this line. Really nice. Wasn't perfect. Solid resistance though. Extend that over. Extend that over. Nice zones. Can add a zone right here. That's not an intra zone though. This is a strong zone. So let me turn that to a resistance zone. All these are resistance zones. Let me get speed on my coding. Oh, resistance. Resistance. Okay. All right, so that's where we're looking at resistance on the upside. Here, again, we're looking at that structure. We see the falling wedge. Pulled up to my structure, our little cheat sheet, our little chart pattern sheet. Here, again, falling wedge. Falling wedge. Oh. Do 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 do. So yeah, I mean, there we go. Looks like we got that retest there. Now, what we need to be cautious of right here, we're going to refer to this picture too while I'm looking here. We see this confirmation and a push above. This is creating a higher high, right? So a lot of people bought this retest, and you know, in essence, this is an uptrend right here. We have this layer, we have this layer, so it's not, this one's not as strong as this one, and so forth. But let me back that up for just a second. What we need to pay attention to here is this previous swing high, or this previous high. This is a market structure high. If we get a break in market structure, a market structure break, then it's going to come above here, and boom, then we're pushing up. That is indicative that we're truly going up. So if you haven't got in here was a good spot to get in. You're in profits. You can take profits now. If you were watching this for the breakout and you bought the retest like a sensible human who has studied technical analysis, who has looked at a chart sheet for 5 minutes and knows how to connect their high points and low points, can find this formation and could reasonably wager on this trade. You can find this here up to any of these points. You could set your take profit up to this level, to this level, to this level, anywhere, right? And you're already riding in profits, almost 15% fucking profits if you were paying attention to this and caught it at the breakout. And you can decide, hey, I'm going to take profits here. I'm going to see if it breaks above this point or whatever. You already got into profits at this point. So your trade was managed properly based upon your speculation. And the price continues to shoot up, you ride that sucker. And if you're not in yet, you're going to want to wait for that break in market structure. And trying to trade one of these as a stop loss is pretty risky. Probably going to have to play one of these other zones or like an intrazone or something like that, which is very risky because, you know, you can get your stop. You can put your stop loss in a place where it's easy to be hit. You're asking for trouble. It's like digging a hole, getting a fucking coffin, and laying down in it. Whenever you put your stop loss in a position where it's easy to be achieved, you're sealing your own fate. So you're making it much more likely for your stop loss to be hit if you put it in an area where price has recently traveled. So a reasonable stop loss for this play would be based on this market structure or on this swing low. It's just the way there is to it, right? So market structure usually, you know, this could break to the downside. I've seen it before where falling wedges come out and they break to the downside. But it's not like you don't know what's happening. You're seeing this resistance. It's a failed breakout. Okay, well, coming back in, I know how to do TA, so we could target here. It could actually break to the top side. If it doesn't from here, then it goes back down to the bottom of the falling wedge. And if it breaks at the bottom, we're not going to use it as resistance. So, I mean, just being aware of where price is going, it really does have some relationship and some value. And then really quickly, we'll look at the EMAs. I think I might have missed them on Cardano. But that's not the speculation we're looking at. If it does break above, we could run into some resistance right here based upon the 100 EMA, 43 cents. People who have paid less than 43 cents for Cardano are going to want to be, I'm sorry, for XRP we're looking at now. People who have paid less than 44 cents, 43 cents for XRP are going to want to be taking profits at this area. Some people are going to try and hold to get up here. Some people are going to buy. Some people are going to buy right here because it's close to the average and they think the momentum might be reversing and they're going to want to target up to that upside. And then there's going to be more profit taking. So let's understand how the profit taking works, where people start to take profit, where retail traders take profit. Everyone says TA doesn't fucking work. If there's enough people staring at those lines and betting on it, it's the human psychology that makes it work. The lines don't mean anything to the chart. The chart's not going to respect the lines. Humans play and act and take actions based off the lines and make the charts move in certain directions. So that's what we're betting against there. This is what people can see. The average retail trader can see. Some institutions don't entirely base their entire strategy off of solely drawn lines. They'll also take into some things, other consideration like exponential moving averages or relative strength index, moving average convergence divergence, ADX. Somebody here mentioned earlier, what was it? The VWAP, someone said? What did someone say in here earlier? Some shit. I don't know. Yeah, VWAP. There's a lot of different indicators you can use to interpret data, and none of them are right or wrong. That's just how you can formulate ideas, create a game plan, a strategy for investing or trading, and then execute your plan. So, any closing comments, questions, or statements, guys? That is what we are looking at for these assets. We've taken a look at quite a few altcoins today. What we got, guys? Any final questions? Anything you guys burning to know about? Because I think, yeah, well, I don't think I'm pretty hungry. Yes, sir. I'm a Texas boy. We out here in Austin, Texas. If I had to see, if someone was here for the soundboard right now, it'd be like, because, you know, we're in Austin, Texas, and we got that little air, that sound, that air horn sound. But yeah, shout out Austin, Texas. If anyone's in the area, fucking let's go have lunch. Obviously not today, but hit me up. You know what the deal is. Join my Discord server. Links in the description. Free. And you know, if you're not in Austin, Texas, join the server. We could trade. Also subscribe. That way you can see me on the live streams. We do this shit every Friday. Got a couple of badass streams scheduled. So if you want to learn about 3 commas, I'm going to take you behind the scenes. We're going to talk about the Smart Trade Terminal in a couple weeks. I don't know what order my streams are in, but I got a couple events scheduled. We're going to look at 3 commas in 2 separate events. First, we're going to be looking at the Smart Trade Terminal. I'm going to walk you guys through the entire process of taking a trade on 3 commas. Show you how fucking helpful these tools are. Oh my God, they're so helpful. They literally show you everything. Now it even shows you projected take profit and stop loss, the money that you could lose in the equation. You don't have to calculate anything. You just type it all in. It does it for you. I'm going to walk you through that whole process. Take your questions, and then in a separate event that's already scheduled for later, I think in August. Yeah, the 3 commas smart trade, actually, I have my calendar here, is on the 12th, 18 UTC, and then we have the DCA presentation on the 26th at 18 UTC. And both of those are going to be streamed here live on YouTube. So fuck with me. And any other questions or comments from today, guys? If not, I'm gonna go grab a bite. My boy T-Cal says, thank you so much, bro. I'm hungry for a trade after this session. My ETH short was stopped. Hey, man, we got a bunch of direction now. We just have to decide, you know, where we're going to set up our entries, where we're going to set up our stop loss, and what direction we want to take it. Plenty of information given out today. Don't really know. I can't really fucking remember off the top of my head everything that we looked at, honestly, but it's all there, and we have all the information. But you're going to have to act quick on the information, because remember, this information is going to change quickly here as we're trading. So, yeah, we'll take that as we can. And if no one else have anything to say, oh, my boy Kinlez, he says, we need an event where we can turn 1K to 10K within 1 week. Bro, oh my God, you want it? Kinlez, bro, you're asking for something that's extremely difficult for anyone in the industry to achieve. I know it happens a lot, very often, but it's not easy to just go set up a target and 10x your portfolio in 1 week, dog. That's a 10x on your portfolio in 1 week. Bro, that's crazy. That's super crazy. That's phenomenal, man. If you meet someone who can 10x a portfolio in 1 week, please introduce them to me. He probably doesn't need my money to be introduced to me, but oh my goodness, I would love to meet the man who can 10x a portfolio in 1 week. I'm sorry, I don't think I can consistently reproduce those results. Now, I did do one time, I did 2x a portfolio with bots, running extremely high leverage bots on 3 commas. But on the 9th day, I was seeing how I was really just pushing the limits and seeing how far they can go. After 7 days, the account was doubled. It went from $100 to $200. I didn't want to just risk a shitload of money. After 7 days, the account was doubled, and then on the 9th day, it was liquidated. So I was really just going to let it see how long it went until it got liquidated and see what the balance was. So strategy is not viable. That kind of risk is not acceptable or replicable over the long term. You just cannot take those kinds of risks consistently and have them pay off. You're taking huge risk in order to get those payouts, and you know, not every time you're going to be correct. You're going to lose on some of those trades, and they're going to be big losers. They're going to compound your account into a very negative way. So the best way to turn 1K into 10K within 1 week is to not try to turn 1K into 10K within 1 week. Slow and steady wins this race, brother. And on that note, we'll go ahead and close out. So word to your wristwatch, go grab a bite to eat, go lay your ass down and go to sleep, go drink your ass a bottle of water, and I'll see you guys at the next one. Toodaloos, fam. Bye. Have a beautiful time.